What's up, Patriots? It's January 17th, 2024. It's a Wednesday. Today's day 1106 of this debacle, this never-ending nightmare of FJB. We're going to be covering Vigil number 533 in a row. And we got some kind of emergency news here. Oh. There we go. All right, Deb, now you can't yell at me. Hey, Sylvia, how are you? Just got to check on some things here. Okay. Yeah, we got some kind of breaking news here with the DC Central Detention Facility, this correctional treatment facility that all our guys are in. They're in the C3A pod out there in Washington, D.C. Currently, they got inside temperatures estimated at 55 degrees. The heat has not been working for 48 hours. There hasn't been any hot water there for 48 hours. All the guards are wearing jackets and hoodies and hats and stuff. The guys in the prison, though, they don't have any extra blankets. They don't have any extra clothing or hats or gloves. And they're currently all on lockdown, which might explain why we didn't get a national anthem phone call last night. So I guess when they changed all the guards down here, it's a new level of antagonization on our guys there in DC, man. So we got some messages from the guys, and they made it known that there is no heat, no hot water in the CTF right now. And these guys are all in pod C3A, in the C3A pod. And let's see, what else we got? Apparently they took Jake Lang and Steve Capuccio back into the pod. And then when the others started yelling about that, that's when they all got locked down. So whatever's going on at DC jail is incompetence. You can't run a business this way. So let's do a call to action, Patriots. U.S. Marshals are in charge of these guys right now that are in prison. And, yeah, you got me, Deb. June Dalton, hello. Sarah Kearns, Naomi. Glad you could all join me, Patriots. God bless you all for standing up for these guys. We're in a crisis in this country right now, and this is just more of the same. 1106 days. It's just getting old. All right, so I called. The only phone call I actually got a human being on today with this information was my representative, Lloyd Smucker, and they took my name and information down. He's going to be trying to get in touch with me. Yeah, Jay Jones, I called the U.S. Marshal Service and had a really odd thing happen, man. I hung the phone up when I called the U.S. Marshal Service, and it did not hang up for about 3 minutes, and it kept going through. It came back after 2 minutes and started going through the prompt cycle and stuff. I don't know what's going on, man. Even their phones don't work right. So I left 2 messages with the Marshal Service just to be sure that the first one actually got there. I called Muriel Bowser's office at 2 different numbers there. She's the mayor of DC. She's in charge of this jail. She is the ultimate person in charge in DC. And I'll give you those numbers here. The U.S. Marshal Service, their phone number is 202-772-0301. That again is the U.S. Marshal Service. 202-772-0301. I called Muriel Bowser's office, the mayor of D.C. Her number is 202-727-2643. And in the messages, before I was able to leave a message on that number, it said that there's an emergency number for the mayor. And that number is 202-442-8150. Now that one, when I called it, there was no machine, no nothing. It just picked up, and I left a message on it. So I don't even know if that's a valid number. I got that off of a Google search of Muriel Bowser's office. But the Muriel Bowser number, 202-727-2643, was Muriel Bowser's office for sure, man. So yeah, man, we're all going through this massive freeze right now, okay? It never got above 20 degrees here. And last night at Freedom Corner, man, it was snowing and windy there. I mean, it is frigid out. So it can't be too comfortable there in that prison, and they don't let you have a bunch of extra clothes, man. Those guys are wearing like orange jumpsuits. That's it, polyester jumpsuits. Here we go. Thank you, silly. God bless you with the details. All right, there we are. Call the U.S. Marshal Service. Pod C3A, no heat or hot water for 48 hours. And I would call your congressmen, your federal congress people, senators, House of Representatives. I specifically asked my representative to send an aide down there or something to figure out what is going on. They know I've been calling them many, many times. And it wasn't lately until I started asking him to send an aide or something. Just somebody get a handle on what is going on in this prison, man. It's horrid conditions. The food is not sustainable. Chris Quaglin just stopped eating the food there because he ballooned up to, what did he say, 205 pounds or something like that? It's absolutely unbelievable, man. And sorry about this, folks, but I'm having kind of a coughing issue today. Started up yesterday, man. Okay, so there we got 772-0301. Yep, that's what I got here. And 727-2643. Okay, that's the number I got too. So I verified on that. And that other number was the other one that said, at the one Mayor Bowser number, it said, if this is an emergency, call this number. And I consider this an emergency. These are American citizens that are being held before trial, innocent until proven guilty. Yes, some of them for 3 years, but still, they are innocent until proven guilty, and now they're being expected to go through potentially hypothermic conditions in the jail right now. Unbelievable incompetence from our elected leaders and the people that they put in charge of our money. And once again, over and over, it gets proven to us that our government is not looking out for our best interests. But let's continue to make the calls, man. We can't give up right now, Patriots. We got some things rolling our way. We got Clay Higgins on the bandwagon with the J6. We got Representative Loudermilk apparently is trying to fire up a new J6 committee. And let's get to it. This is Freedom Corner, Vigil number 533 in a row. Last night on Freedom Corner in Washington, D.C. Had 10 or so Patriots there at the corner. It was frigid conditions at the corner last night. They didn't have to set the canopy up because it wasn't actively snowing there, but it was freezing cold. There's snow all over the ground, and the wind was howling last night, man. Katie was trying to wave that flag, and you just couldn't wave it. The wind was blowing so fast. So she stood there holding the flag, man. God bless you, Katie. We love you. We love you out there every day. What a committed patriot. And that's what we all should be. If you're in that area and you don't know about these issues and are not paying attention to this. It's just unreal that the lazy attitude of people in DC there. They're obviously brainwashed or something, man. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Tina McCloy. Yeah, hit the share and the like. See what you guys can get going for me here. Get more people in on this action, because we gotta come together. We need massive numbers of people in order for this to work non-violently. All right, this is our chance, America, to stand up. I mean, look at Martin Luther King Day yesterday. Look what he did non-violently, man. He led masses of people to march for civil rights, man. And it worked. He got it, you know. Yeah, they took him out. They arrested him 20-something times. The FBI was surveilling him for 13 years the whole time. But he got it done, man. I don't care if they're watching me. I got nothing to hide. But if I should be not worried about it because I got nothing to hide, why does our government have so many secrets on us, all right? Why is the FBI withholding the Weiner laptop, the Seth Rich laptop, the Hunter Biden laptop, the Hillary Clinton emails, the Pelosi phone calls? Why are they hiding the video footage from J6? Why are they hiding the phone calls, the police radio chatter? Why are they hiding all that stuff, America? We know why they're hiding it is because illegal activity happened on all of those things I just mentioned. Every single one of them. There is illegal activity on them, and we don't know who is a non-criminal to even vote for. And then they're going after Donald Trump with bogus crimes. So we got to get this under control, patriots. We can't sit around for another 10 months and wait for Donald Trump to get in office and take care of everything. He's not going to be able to. He's standing for us. We need to stand for him. Iowa sent out a message last night, or 2 days ago, with the Iowa caucus. Trump won the Iowa Republican nomination by a landslide, a record landslide, doubled the old record on how the percentage range that he won by. He's going into New Hampshire tonight. I think he's going to be giving a speech tonight. This week is New Hampshire's primary. Now they got a different primary. In their primary, even if you're a Democrat, you can go out and vote in the Republican primary, okay? So there's all these different types of primaries. There's the caucus. There's the kind that I just explained for New Hampshire, where anyone can vote in it. Here in Pennsylvania, you have to be a registered Republican to vote in the Republican primary. So we're going to see a different outcome in New Hampshire. Get ready for this, because there's going to be Democrats voting in the Republican primary. And, oh man, my water's frozen. Shoot. Okay. There's going to be Democrats voting in this primary, and there is mass amount of Democrat money starting to back up Nikki Haley in this primary now too. Nobody likes Ron DeSantis, and Nikki Haley is basically Klaus Schwab in a skirt and high heels. Okay, so you can tell this by looking up all her past actions that she took, all her past tweets and public media on comments that she has made. She is into the New World Order. She is into warmongering, and I don't even think she got elected. We got rigged elections, so we don't know why these people why she was even elected to governor of South Carolina, and then made the Confederate flag illegal there in South Carolina, man. Yeah, the primaries are just kind of a data collection, and they make it as confusing as possible with having all these different types of elections. And they are rigged also. Don't think for 1 minute that these primary elections are not rigged. I mean, they need the same scrutiny that we're going to have to put out on the 2024 election, man. And it's our job as Americans to watch that next election. there is a big call out, man. There's people out there saying that we need to have paper ballots with ID, 1 day voting in person, no electronic machines in the polling places. And that's what I believe too. We are not going to have a real election until those qualifications are met. All right. These electronic machines are rigged. They can be pre-programmed to tally up false results. They can be hacked from outside on minute by minute. Okay, if you're voting with the mail-in ballots that they've allowed from the COVID thing, then there's going to be cheats in that. Oh, what do you got here for me, solely for him? True Timeline. Documentarians release new Ray Epps Files short film on Open Ink. All right. Open Ink. So that information is in that Gateway Pundit article. Jeff Sable, I think, has been talking about Open Ink for a bunch of times. And there is other information on that open.ink website. So there's another good documentary we can all watch. All this information's getting out there, man. There's 17 or 18 or 19 documentaries out now on issues surrounding the J6 quagmire that we got going on. Okay, wow, it's really hard to see that. All right, what do we got here? Yeah, Carrie, there's a great idea, man. We're watching all these videos all the time and getting in them chats and leaving comments in the live chats is a definite way of putting our message out there. Oh, this is Goss Jankowski, deaf J6 prisoner, disowned by his two mothers and LGBT community and banned from deaf community, needs help. What is with these people, man? They scream up and down like their hair's on fire, like these people need special rights, and then they don't even do it themselves. What hypocrites. Yeah, great job, Carrie, man. That is excellent work. That's what I try to do too. There's some chats, as soon as I jump into them, they turn into a shit show, so sometimes I don't do that. Ford Fisher. But anyways, you can get into good arguments with them there. Amen, amen. San Antonio is still doing the voting machines. We still got them here, but I think this is going to be one of these emergency get into streets with your hair on fire things, and we can get them out. We can get these electronic voting machines out. It's proven that those things have been hackable. Both sides. There's over the last 20 years, there's been Democrats telling us how hackable they are. There's been Republicans telling us how hackable they are. No excuse for them to be in the polling stations anymore. Okay, the Maine court orders Trump back on the ballot pending SCOTUS ruling. So they put that on the back burner. And I guess SCOTUS is going to have a look at that too. Good old Gateway Pundit, man, putting out the relevant news. There's another call to action. Let's get the Gateway Pundit back on the servers in the Capitol and the Pentagon. Outrageous that they censor the information our own representatives can get while they're there, man. Okay, I'm going to get into the J6 stuff from last night, man. It was snowy and windy, but definitely one for the history books. I mean, when this is all over someday, man, those shots of a snowy Freedom Corner are going to be pretty cool. They didn't go down to the corner. It's been 2 days now, and they haven't shoveled the sidewalk in D.C. yet. So that has led the Patriots at Freedom Corner to not want to go down there, since we're a lot of old people, and they stayed up on the upper corner at the corner of the prison up there in the grassy area. All right. JP Morgan CEO and Dem donor Jamie Dimon defends Trump and MAGA. All right. I did hear a huge Democrat donor is backing Nikki Haley. There's all kinds of Democrat money showing up for Nikki Haley, and which is a little odd, don't you think? There we go. I'm in like a precarious setup here, man. It's so freaking cold out there. I don't even want to get outside. Wind is blowing. Okay. All right. West Virginia's got a clue. So maybe you are actually electing real people. Maybe the people of West Virginia are actually getting who they vote for. That's a great sign there, Pathfinder Patriot. Great sign. So we got a couple of calls from Chris Quaglin last night. They had some type of a town meeting inside the prison with the jail officials now. There's been a lot of like changes there that have been happening, and they've been, I know that prior to January 1st, there was some type of an order put out where they had to improve the food that was there in the jail. So that took place on January 1st. I haven't heard the result of that, and it doesn't sound like it actually happened. And then the all the guards, they're changing all the COs, the correctional officers that are in the pod, in the C3A pod in that facility. So they got all new COs, they call them. I call them guards. I don't know. That's probably not the correct term for it, but that they changed them all out, got all new ones in there, which is why do that? Why do that? Only to cause trouble. That's why. Well, how about that? A plainclothes Capitol police officer found that bomb, didn't he? There was 2 bombs, too. That's another part of that story people don't remember. There were 2 bombs on January 6th there. So Chris Quaglin got on and was talking about this meeting with the prison officials, and they were talking with the warden, and they were bringing up all kinds of issues and getting responses. And there was 2 different takes on that. Chris Quaglin, he had one take on it. Taylor Jonatakis, he had a different take on it. Taylor thought it went kind of well, that they were actually getting responses. They were actually getting to bring up issues. So there was an actual dialogue happening between the inmates and the management at that facility. Chris, he's just thinking it's more of the same. And of course, Chris has been in there for almost 3 years. So, of course, he's a little less enthusiastic about it. And he's got hundreds of complaints filed out that haven't gotten action whatsoever. Taylor, so in other words, Chris has got a short fuse, Taylor's got a different opinion of it. He thought there was actual dialogue going on and kind of the way things that are supposed to happen there. So 2 different takes on the same meeting. Taylor called it a town hall meeting, and then other things that Taylor Jonatakis talked about was there was a Newsweek article out about the Iowa caucus, and it was actually positive for Trump, and he was very surprised to see a positive message coming out of the mainstream media, Newsweek magazine. So he was pretty enthusiastic about that. Taylor also was mentioning how Representative Loudermilk is trying to rustle up a new J6 committee, and I'm 50-50 on this. I mean, we look at our government. They've sat on their hands for 3 years. They had this other J6 committee, just make a mockery out of the whole committee system, and then they didn't archive all the evidence. They didn't archive all the interviews that they gave. Some people they interviewed for 8-10 hours, and they didn't archive that stuff. They just used little clips of that in their commission meeting, but they were supposed to archive all that information, and they did not. So I think they broke rules there. Just getting sick of watching these representatives of ours, and we know they're not doing their job. They are not representing we the people. So I'm of the opinion we don't even give them another chance to screw this up again. I don't understand. I guess it's worth another shot if we get the right people involved, maybe that, but then other people are going to say, oh, well, it wasn't fair. So I don't know. I'm still deciding on that, but let's see what Representative Loudermilk can do in the meantime. We do need to have some type of another committee come together and look at the information with all the information that's out there, because there's a lot of new information that's come out, man. Some whistleblowers have come forth. The old J6 committee didn't even call in the Capitol Police Chief on their mission, So, all right, hold on. We just had a camera failure here. All right, messed everything up. I don't think I'd call Newsweek a right-wing oriented paper at all. At all. It's part of the mainstream media corporate. They get told what to report on. I think any mainstream media is suspect at this point. And then Taylor John Tech has brought something up about FBI agents are not allowed on Capitol grounds. Now, I don't know this rule or where he found out about it, but he's been spending a lot of time looking into things. So, what were FBI agents doing there? Of course, we know that there was over 200 of them, from what Clay Higgins has told us. I consider him a knowledgeable source. He's got access to all that information. A lot of that has come out in the trials for the J6ers down there in D.C., so we know there's 200 plus undercover federal agents in there, and they're not even allowed to be there. The Capitol has its own police force. I mean, so what's going on there? That's something that this other J6 committee. We know what's going on there, and I don't know. I just get frustrated back and forth on what do we do? What do we do, patriots? Our country has been subverted by tyrants, and They hate us. They hate us. They want us to be gone, and they're taking us out one by one. Chris Quagland got on the phone. Some of the issues in this town hall meeting that they had was to let these guys have nail clippers. Let these guys have razors so that they can shave before they go into a court hearing and things like that, which are all things that they're not being allowed to do. He said currently they have this stuff you can put on your face that takes your beard off, but it makes them break out or something. Not everybody can do that. So now you go into court and you got hives all over your face, I mean, this is not cool. You can't even present yourself in a presentable manner when you go to court because they don't let you have a razor, all right? Chris was just saying how the prisoner input is not even wanted. They were just doing this on because they had to present this information to the inmates, and that some of the prisoners would say things, and they say, we don't even want your input. Your input isn't valid, man. They haven't had video visitation. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. Every other prison in the world's got video visitation. We live in the modern era. Why make the families suffer because one parent or another is in prison, man? There's children at home that need input from their parents, man. They don't have access to the Marshal's handbook, all right? I know whenever I get a job, the first thing I want to do is see what the rule book is. Then I'll know if I'm stepping on somebody's toes. I'll know what's allowed. I know if I got a tyrant in charge of me because he's telling me I can't do things that I am actually allowed to do. We got to have access to that marshal's handbook, since the marshals are the guys that are in charge of the custody of these patriots that are in the jail, man. Chris Quagland talked about Christopher Worrell and how he was denied cancer treatment before. He was let out of prison. Now they got him back in, and he's getting denied cancer treatment again after court orders told the prison, you must give this guy medical treatment. And then Chris Worrell also had a broken hand that they just never treated. He broke his hand and never treated it, man. People die in prison all the time from neglect. We're finding that out right here in Pennsylvania. We got a newspaper organization out of Harrisburg called Penn Live News, and they're finding out that the Dauphin County Prison didn't report like 25 deaths from prisons and prisoners. In the D.C. Gulag itself, Tammy looked it up. There were 9 suicides in the Gulag this year. Every night at Freedom Corner, it seems an ambulance is running into that place, man. So prisoners are getting hurt. They're dying in the prison. There's suicides. And all you get when you ask these guys that work there is to do to step out and do their job. They just go, I just work here. I don't make the rules. I just work here. Your typical lazy person's excuse for why they don't do their job. I just work here. That's all they say, man. So Patriots, let's call our congressmen. This is call to action immediately. Tomorrow, tonight. Leave messages tonight. Of course, nobody's going to answer a phone. It's late at night. And let's do some calls to action. I suggest we hit Congress hard. We're not getting anything out of the Marshal Service anymore. We're not getting anything out of the Gulag anymore. I guess we can call, and all they do is just take the phone off the hook and let it go to voicemail. And I don't even think they check voicemails anymore. Okay, and then of course last night came time for the national anthem, and no call came through. So no explanation as to what happened there. Jeff Sable has been Mr. Regular on the national anthem phone call every night, and there was no phone call. This has happened a couple of times in the past, and it's usually associated with a lockdown of some sort. And it's possible that this lockdown that they're under right now started last night when they brought Jake Lang and Steve Cappuccio back into the pod. Jake Lang and Steve Cappuccio are 2 J6ers that don't get along with the other guys. And our guys feel that they are causing a lot of troubles. I'm going to stay out of that argument because I'm not in there, and but that's the scene. So in order to keep prisoners safe in that prison, they separate gang members from each other. They don't allow them to be together. That is why Jake Lang has been separated from them, and I'm assuming also why Stephen Cappuccio was separated out of there too. So that's it. I don't got any news today, Patriots. Trump's starting up in New Hampshire tonight, and I think there is going to be a Trump speech tonight. We got more buffoonery going on with every one of Trump's trials. It's hard to just keep reporting on it, and it's hard to stay up on it all, actually, man. All right, so who do we got here? We got Lindy. Hi, Lindy. Greg Kelly. Silly for him. Hey, Bonnie. Lou Maldonado. Trying to stay warm, man. Trying to stay warm. Nova, how you doing? Hello, Sherry Thomas. Yeah, it's freezing cold out, Patriots. Hopefully you had the hose bibs on your house insulated and all that stuff. I did not mention that, Debbie B, about Brian Jackson and Andrew Taki. That's another issue that we've been calling in. I haven't had any newer updates on that, but those two have been removed from the pod, and are somewhere in general population. And which is probably not a cool thing right now, considering their own policy. I mean, the Gulag's own policy says they have to keep people separated for their safety, so that we don't have an additional ambulance driving up to there. And that puts Tammy in a really, really tense spot, Tammy. And we are praying for you, that this gets resolved, that nothing bad happens, and that, man, I mean, just go to the Lord with your prayer. Petition the Lord. Lay your troubles at his feet. He is good enough. He knows what we need before we pray for it, but let's get on our knees and pray for these guys, man. They are going through hell in there, man. And prayer is our strongest, our most potent weapon against this stuff. This is a spiritual battle going on, no doubt about it. Greg Kelly's got some reports. U.S. Navy caught a ship sending Iranian missile parts to the Houthis. All right. They're gearing up for World War III there, Greg. Sure looks like that to me. Yeah, Nicole is heading to Texas. Is Tammy going with her too, though? I do know Nicole is going down there. And God bless them, man. Get into some warm weather. Oh, there we go. It's getting dark in here. It is blatantly in our face, man. Be persistent. Be persistent in your prayers, especially. But right now, I think we kind of slacked off on the phone call thing, man. And I'm thinking multiple calls a day. It might be in order here. We got to get loud and visible about this issue. 1,106 days this has been going on. Greg, we did hear here about two Navy SEALs that went missing after trying to board that ship. Is that same ship, I'm assuming? And I misinterpreted a thing Silly put up on here, meaning I thought they found those two SEAL guys, but apparently they did not. Amen. Pray with works. That's true, Lou. That's true. Our works, man. Let's, God gave us a healthy body, He gave us a phone, He gave us a technology and a brain. He wants to see what we do with it. He gave us the truth. He wants to see what we do with it. Well, that's a lot warmer than it is here, Jay. 40 high. Boy, I'd take that today. Yeah, the Houthis are trying to draw the U.S. into a much larger fight. The Iranians don't want them. That is the same ship. Thanks, Craig. Thanks for reporting, man. Your input is, everyone's input in this chat is vital. Is vital. All right, so that's all I got today, Patriots. Let's not draw this out any longer than it has to be. Let's get these numbers on speed dial. Get your representatives' numbers. Get your senators involved. Get your House of Representatives, congressmen involved. Democrat or Republican. This is not just a Republican issue here. This is human rights issues going on here with these freezing temperatures in there for 48 hours, man. Yeah, they're trying to freeze them out in there, Jane. That's what the word is right now. 87. Whoa. Where are you, Greg? In like the Sahara? Sun lotion. Yeah, Jane, it's a bad deal, man. Time for coffee and calls, Jane. Coffee and calls again tomorrow. Let's call Republicans and Democrats. This is human rights issues. Human rights issues going on. And Democrat, we should all be on board with that. Doesn't matter what party you are in, man. So thank you very much, Patriots, for joining me on this broadcast. Thank you very much, mods, for giving the information in there. Let's post this for the closing out. there's the announcement once more. Get the phone numbers off of there. Get them on speed dial. And thank you very much, Silly, for getting these notices put up with all the valid information on there. And start writing them down at home, Patriots. Thanks, Mods, for helping out with the channel. Let's keep this going. Let's keep it rolling. Let's get loud and visible, Patriots. I'll see you at Freedom Corner tonight. God bless you all. This is Jericho. Over and out.